Hey, welcome out, y'all. We got a good show for you today. Who we got in studio with us?
We have Detective Sargent, Homicide Detective Bill Cannon,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
a
yeah.
former comedian.
Yeah.
And he's going to talk about how many times he's pulled his gun on somebody and shooting little animals if they get in his way, kissing babies, whatever he did as a cop. I don't know. We're going to talk about all that stuff.
Shooting
Hilarious
while drunk,
conversation.
awesome. Nah, no, but it's hilarious and informative. You're gonna like this one, I think. No, I know you're gonna like this one, man.
Yep. And if you wanted to know what it's like to be a homicide detective, tune in. You're going to learn
Or
some stuff.
homicide detective comedian, tune in
Yeah,
and check
you're
us
going to
out.
learn some
And
stuff.
please like, share, subscribe, follow us at Velvet Sugar page and at Big Alex Comedy at Black Rock Dave, man. Thank you for this. This is what episode is 27.
Episode
Oh
27.
wow.
Yep.
So thank you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, you said you were going to take the lead. Go ahead. I'm waiting for your introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Velvet Sugar podcast. Right, I'm your host, David Beckles Jr., with my co-host there, the big man, Alex Kohler, and a very special guest today. Tell us about our guest, Alex.
He thinks the accents don't get old, but they do. They get old real quick. We're so happy to have our special guest here. We're so thankful to have him here. Officer, detective, homicide detective, former homicide detective, and hilarious comedian who was there for my first open mic, my mentor in comedy. He doesn't even know it. Bill Cannon.
Hey,
Welcome, sir.
it's great. It's great
Like
to
that
be here. That was great, man. It's except I was Detective Sergeant, but it's all right.
Detective Sergeant.
But I haven't done comedy for 5 years now.
5 years.
I've been out and I started the podcast. But I was down in Florida and they had an open mic. I said, let me go there. And I go to this open mic and it didn't start yet. And I walk in and I see all these fucking losers with notebooks and shit. And I walk through there, and the host starts his I go, I can't fucking do this. And I walked out and left. I go, I can't do this anymore. I just
man.
walked. I was like, I did it in New York. I'm gonna come down to Florida to do an open mic.
Oh, man.
I did an open mic in Miami in 2020, and you know who came to that mic? Zarna Garg. Zarna Greg. I forgive me if I'm mispronouncing
Who's
her
that?
name. She's a comic.
I never heard of her.
You never heard of Zarna Greg? She had a special on Amazon, 1 in a Billion.
I don't know.
Zarna
Right now, Dave, you know who has a special? The janitor in this building probably.
Everyone's
has
got a
some
Pull
special.
up, pull up
So
Zarna.
right now,
Zarna,
that doesn't,
Zarna. Pull up Zarna.
I'm sure she's hilarious.
Yeah.
But listen, Bill, while he's pulling that up, I just
bring
did a
it,
show with a touring comic nationally, and I said, "What
There she
parts
is.
of comedy do you hate doing? What states?" And she said Florida.
Really?
Yeah, both of them said Florida. You know what they said? They hated Naples.
That's on
Because
the
they
West
get-
Coast. All rich people in the
He said
West
because
Coast.
he said because they're older, they don't
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah. People dying during the show.
Yeah.
Oh, people don't laugh.
My friend is a musician and he plays at nursing homes. He does like a show. And I go, how many people died during your show?
We got Zarna, the Indian comic. I have seen her. Yeah.
Yes. That was and at the time, again, this was 5 years ago. She had like 9,000 followers on Instagram. Now she has over 1 million.
Wow.
She's open for Russell Peters, I think. She's open for what's the guy's name, man? Damn it,
I've seen her stuff. The Indian stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's funny.
Well, do you remember? I was talking to him. Do you remember Pedro Gonzalez?
No.
He's a city comic. He's doing big now. He started right around the same time as me. I remember all those New York City mics, and now
Yeah.
he's like on tour. And I'm like,
Yeah.
people do make it in this business.
No,
you
yeah.
know?
So, Bill, while you said you stopped doing comedy about 5 years ago,
During COVID, I
I
was.
say right when COVID came back was over and when it kind of restarted, there was an open mic in Scarsdale, and we met this comic named Matt Lopes, and the guy just blew. What he's doing now, he went from like a couple thousand followers to like he's at 500,000,
Wow.
and he's touring. He's posting pictures of him headlining the Funny Bone.
It's his podcast or his comedy?
His podcast took off, and his comedy. Well, he's
videos,
getting
his
booked,
content,
but he was doing mostly not. He wasn't putting his comedy on on Instagram,
Right.
and TikTok. It was all like little quirky videos of
funny
silly
videos.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it hit some algorithm, and it's funny stuff.
We all was on it. He headlined that show at
Dobbs Ferry Library that we all were on
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
Hey, when I was, you know,
You never know.
when I grew up on Long Island, I would go into the city and I went to Catch a Rising Star, and I saw what's his name, Seinfeld, when he was a comic, when he was a nobody,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, he was all right, he was, you know, fine. And there was all these big guys there that I saw, Belzer,
You know who's got a lot of stories like this? So we still open mic and do shows with Murph.
Yeah.
yeah,
Do shows regularly with Murph, and he has a lot of good stories like that. Jessica Kierson used to go to his open mic.
she's big. She was in a movie
Yeah.
with De Niro, and she
Yeah.
well, Debbie Baz's daughter, Adrienne Iappalucci.
Yeah.
Is the opening act for Louis C.K.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome.
look, this is the typical business where if you stay with it, you take your lumps, you can do something, you know?
Yeah.
I sort of started too late. I was 57 years old when I started.
That's an older age.
It is. It's an old bastard, you know?
Wait a minute. I thought you were 50. I thought I told today somebody about you. I said we're interviewing this. I think my wife, and they said how old? I said I thought you were 58.
I'm 68.
Oh, you look great. You look great.
He and Murph's the same age.
Yeah.
You're a product.
Well,
of
when
what
I
happened.
started out, I took the course at Gotham, and I took it on a limb. I said, let me try this, you know?
Okay.
And what was it, like a 5 or 6 week course? And your graduation was, you know, a show.
Okay. A bringer
And
show?
I did okay. Yeah, well, you know, all the family members and
yeah,
stuff. And I did okay. And I mean, I thought I was decent. Like, you know, I don't know what you guys think of me as a comic, but I was halfway decent. But I needed, like everyone needs, you need those 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
And the only way to get,
Yeah.
that's what they say, is to
Doing
get
it.
better is to keep doing it.
The 10,000
And
hour rule.
I would get frustrated when you couldn't get, you know, you should get on stage at least 3 to 5 times a week. And you can't always do that because the game of getting booked, right?
Yeah. You told me some great advice. I'm gonna just take 2 things. The 10,000 hours. I was just talking to my wife about it, and another therapist. My wife's a therapist. A friend of hers told me about it, and it's 7 years or 10,000 hours. And I'm forgetting the guy's name, but it's a famous therapist that wrote that. That was done in studies.
comedy?
That's a study that was done. It says it's
Yeah.
7 years, or usually is 10,000 hours. You become really good at something.
Yeah.
Not an expert, but you know, you start to become really proficient at it. And you know, you gave me some good advice. So when I started, you're like, you told me this. You may forget, but I remember what you said. You said, don't mess around with this. Don't. It's gonna wear you down, and it's harder if you just putz around, go at it full force, or kind of don't. And you told me that.
Wow,
You said,
pretty
don't try to do this like little by little. It'll drag on. It hurts. It's harder.
Yeah.
You didn't say it quite like that. You said it's harder to do if you half-ass this. You got to go full.
Well, you know what it is too. There's a lot of people that do this that are supportive, but there's a lot of people that are threatened by you. And even if you're not good, they're still threatened. They don't want to let you in to the club.
Yeah.
They don't want to let you into the comedy club.
It's very clicky.
Yeah,
Very
it's so
clicky.
clicky. This is the most clicky thing there is.
It-
And then I guess the feeling you must get when you're accepted. And I don't know if that ever really exists because, look, I did a show at Dangerfields. I did all the big clubs, and not that I deserve to,
Right.
but no one really accepts you until you're working all the time. You know.
Yeah.
I think they accept you when they see that you're getting booked a lot.
Yes.
And then they go, okay, he's good. And then you also never know. Some people those people pop out of the woodwork. They're like, oh, I was always
how'd you
I
get
always
booked?
believed in you, but meanwhile, no, they didn't, and they just kind of want to
Right.
see how you can now help
That's-
them, but they're not positive, you know.
That's navigating throughout this whole thing. But also too, there's another side. You know, the safe space comedy where everything you say is just funny, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
Well, there's some people that also want to define what comedy is. Remember that,
Right.
that prick that used to come to Lucy's? I can't
Oh,
even
the
think of his
stories.
name. He had a show in Mamaroneck. He was a really arrogant piece of shit, this guy. You know what I'm talking about? I can't think of his name. My nephew described him as he looks like a telephone person that calls you on the phone and tries to sell
Jesus.
stuff.
Oh man.
But he was like, he used to call his comedy brain champagne. He was so arrogant. He was like a graduate of Yale or Harvard. Brain champagne. You're not even funny, dude.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So tell us. Where we want to start. You want to start with?
So let me just tell you this real quick. Bill, for the audience, was at my first ever open mic when I tried comedy. I came into Lucy's, and I didn't want to try it. I sat in the back, and you're like, you're the open mic. You ran the mic, so you come around with the list. And I said, nah, I just want to watch. And you're like, you were so nice. You said, you sure you don't want to give it a shot? Because you were so kind and nice.
Oh, that's good.
And you made me feel comfortable, like, all right. And I said, I'll sign up. And you even said, like, you don't have to go up if you don't want to. You said something like, just watch. And if you change your mind, I'll put you on the list. You go up. And I watched like 4 or 5 comics. And after like my third person, some were good, but then when I saw like the third or fourth guy who horrifically bombed, I was like, I'm ready to try this. I'm like, I'm going to do better than that. I may not be the best one in the room, and I wasn't, but I know that I did better than a bunch of people. And that's what gives you like the hope, the confidence.
But Alex, you know what's important, I think, with doing comedy is that we all have to accept we all bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even when you don't think, did I bomb? Was that really that bad? That sucked,
Oh, man. I used to audio record myself, and I'd be like, I had a really great set. Listen to the audio. I'm like, there were no laughs. There were not that many laughs.
Yeah.
It's in your head. Your head, like, makes it a better set
Makes
sometimes.
the laughs, yeah.
Or it can make the bomb.
left.
And your head could also make the bomb worse when you didn't do that bad.
True. Yeah.
It could do that at shows.
The thing about it though is depending on the audience, you could do the same set, 10 different audiences, 10 different responses.
Hallelujah, you're right.
And
You get 10 different reactions.
So you got to get to that point where you believe you're good or know you're good, and just go ahead and do it. Agree to take your lumps, learn from it, because the best thing about a bomb is to learn from it. It's to really learn from it.
But you know what I liked the best was when you'd go to a club, and they say, "Hey, can you do 20 minutes or do a half hour?" I'll give it a shot. And you don't really have the material to do it, but you just stand up there and you talk, and it works somehow. And that's comedy too.
Yeah.
To be able to like improvise and do it under fire. And there was a place in Nyack, and I remember I had one of my best sets there, and I did like 20
Olives?
minutes or a half hour.
Olives?
It was down in the basement. No, it wasn't Olives. It was they had the place for a while, then they lost.
Oh, the place right around when I started 7 years ago, it stopped.
Yes, it stopped.
Yeah, I heard about the place.
But they let me do like 20, and I had one of my best sets. And then there was another time Andrew Steiner had a place up near Somers, I think it was. I forget exactly. Anyway, I went up, and after I get done, he goes, "Man, that was really good." And I was like, "Right, thanks." I didn't even know.
Bill had me on during the pandemic, one of these YouTube online comedy shows.
Like Zoom shows?
God, Zoom shows.
Oh,
Jeez.
those are tough, right?
Oh, my God.
You can't tell if anyone's
Nothing.
laughing or you get no
It was like
feedback.
20 minutes each. I was like,
Like people
okay.
used to reach out to me to go on those shows. I couldn't believe it.
Jeez, those shows.
It was really tough. But people would, "Hey, you doing? You could do it too."
This was
we got a lot of Bills. So, Bill, you're a detective. You were a detective sergeant.
Yes.
Yes.
And I got some amazing questions written down. Should I start?
Yes,
I got an
start.
amazing question. I've been waiting to ask you all day. This is going to knock your socks off. How do you like being a detective? No, I'm just kidding. That's all. No. It's just the worst question ever. No.
Terrible question.
No, we got a lot of questions. I feel like having you on the show, I want to answer some stuff that I feel like an audience would want to know. Like, I'm not a cop. I have a cop in my family. My wife's sister.
You got a cop
is
face. You got a face like a
She's
cop.
she's a sergeant. Sergeant? So what are the classes of sergeant?
Well, there's police officer, detective, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, then deputy inspector, inspector, chief, deputy chief, assistant chief, and it goes all the way up to.
Shit. I
Chief
know
of
how
department,
that. Jeez.
But the rank of sergeant is a civil service test. Whereas
Okay.
detective is.
So how do you get to be a detective? It's not a civil servant.
Well,
test.
you have to go through a unit that is designated an investigatory unit, and you do 18 months in that unit.
How do you get put on that unit?
Well, that's the thing. You got to either apply for it. You have to have a good record on the street, good arrest record, that type of thing.
I heard it's arrest record. I did know another.
It
cop.
is, but it's also political. Police, I always
So
say,
it's very political.
police department, the P in police is for politics. It's true.
It's very political.
It is political, yeah.
The viewers are going to love this. I love this.
Yeah, no, it is. There's a lot of politics, and people.
Everything.
I've had people on my show and said, "Oh, don't bring up the politics." I go, "Hey, don't start that bullshit." Like I said, the P in police is for politics, and you know it.
Politics.
Don't act like it's not politics. Everything politics.
everything really
Comedy's politics.
Yes.
Yeah.
We talk about the cliques.
I think
right?
everything is human relations. How you like each other.
It is true.
Right?
You know what I used to say, even to my kids and to my students at school, and then the cops, I would say, you know what the most important thing in your whole life is? What you got on your report card when you're in second grade, gets along well with others, plus. That's the key to life.
Yeah.
Isn't it the truth?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a nice guy, it goes
And
a
you
long
get
way.
along well with people. That's
Goes a
one
long
of the.
way.
And if you
That's
don't,
true. That's true.
no one wants to deal with you,
Very
right?
true. They'd be like, "Oh, that guy, he's an asshole."
Oh, he's a dick. Like the guy I was talking about, he used to come to the open mic at Lucy's. I wanted to kill him, you know?
Yeah. I knew this person real quick. I knew this person that was a real high up CEO of a company, like a vice president, and he once got hired as a private consultant for a group of surgeons who were getting sued. It was like 10 surgeons, right? And they were getting sued. Orthopedic surgeons get sued all the time. And the one surgeon in the group, they couldn't figure out why she wasn't getting sued. She was the worst one. And she was butchering people, and she was causing a lot of she wasn't a good surgeon. She had, like, her surgeries had a higher percentage of failures than second surgery, comeback surgeries. So he went in there, he talked to and they hire people to figure this stuff out, this group. He goes in there, he interviews everybody, and he comes back, and he told me this. He's like, you know why? Because she was the only one that had bedside manner. She was the sweetest woman. And the patients, I asked the patients.
They didn't want to sue
her.
her.
I don't want to sue her.
Yeah.
They got butchered. And she's like, I don't want to sue her. She's such a sweet. She was so sweet. The other ones were not nice at all. They're getting sued left and right.
Look at Joan
She's a
Rivers.
nice person.
Joan Rivers was killed by a surgeon,
Jeez.
right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
And to
She
some
didn't have the
Yeah.
authorization to do the procedure in her office that she did. Whereas if it was done in the hospital, they may have been able to save her. But
mean-
they did it in the office, and
It's on the medication that, so went Michael Jackson, so went Prince as well.
yeah,
Lord almighty. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
What's your favorite cop show, Bill?
By far, it's not on anymore. The Wire that was on HBO.
Wire.
Wow.
I loved that
Yeah?
show. I thought it was the best police show I've ever seen.
The most realistic, you think?
Yes, yeah.
It is? Really?
And the language of the street, to write that, to write like slang and to write the way people on the street talk to each other, they nailed it. They nailed it,
More so than like those. I heard those. I don't watch any of that stuff. The CSI.
I can't even watch those. They always throw too much politics into that. Even Blue Bloods, I was like, that's sickening. They throw all this. I have a friend, an FBI agent, and he used to write for Criminal Minds.
Oh, okay.
And him and Jim Clemente, who was also the main writer on Criminal Minds, another retired FBI agent, they had a pilot all ready to go.
Yeah.
And then they went in and they wanted, you got to make the CO of the precinct a gay female. You got to make the sergeant a trans. And they were like, are you fucking kidding me? We're not doing that.
man.
And
I've heard what's this guy from Boston, comic from Boston, who thing opened for.
This reminds me of a joke. What happens when 3 women get into a helicopter in a Black Hawk and no? Nobody? All right, good. Sorry. a little comic relief. I know. Well, listen.
What's his name? Begin with an N. What's the comic? He's from Boston originally. Italian guy.
Begins with an N?
Yeah, his last name.
White guy, black is what?
White guy. Nick DiPaolo.
Norm Macdonald?
Nick DiPaolo.
Nick DiPaolo?
he used to go to the clubs, Lucy's once in a while.
So
He used
remember
to
Josh
perform.
Kincaid?
Yes.
Had on the show?
How's
He
he
opens
doing?
for him. He opens for Nick.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I think he hooked up. Josh was good. Josh was always
Oh,
a
yeah,
good joke writer,
What were you saying about Nick?
He that same thing you said. He said he had a pilot, and he's like, when he went to the studios, they said, we want to make this person this and that. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I wrote the story this way.
Right, exactly.
He had the same. I heard it.
They wanted to
years
change
ago, yeah.
everything. Well, even they throw to these network police shows, they throw all this bullshit politics in it. And it's a little sickening.
I like the UK law shows. I mean, DCI this and Deputy Inspector.
Oh,
that.
some of those shows are good.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Give the British credit when it comes to those detective stories. I mean, they world class, man. Oh man.
What about movie? What about you like detective movie? Any good that's realistic?
You know what? Because I covered Gene Hackman's death on my podcast,
Yeah.
I watched The French Connection,
Yeah.
and it was shot in 1971. He won the Academy Award for that.
That was
It
outstanding.
was still good.
Yes.
Car chase scene?
But I mean, you know how most movies are dated? Like if you watch Serpico now, you'd be, it's so corny.
Yeah.
The French Connection held up. I was like, wow.
I mean,
That was still really
that's
good.
A classic.
And he's such a good
Is
actor.
it Sidney
Great
Lumet?
actor.
Sidney Lumet made it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Famous
the
director
director.
who
Yeah.
also made Serpico. right? Lumet.
He may have, yeah.
He made Serpico, and then he made another famous cop movie that's very underrated that had this guy named Treat Williams. I can't think of it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember- I
Prince
know
of the
what you
City.
Prince of the City.
Yes.
A little weird, but still
Yeah.
a good movie to watch.
But Gene Hackman was just
Yeah, he
so
was
good, man.
And
Yeah.
was it? I could be mistaken. Was it all? Did he? I don't think he went to acting classes. Is it true or not?
No, he did. He
did?
did because he was also, you know what I didn't know about him? He was a Marine.
Oh yeah.
He went into the Marine Corps
Really?
when he was 16 years old.
Yeah.
He, I don't somehow lied and got in.
I think
Really?
he was a
And they asked him,
phenomenal
he was on
actor,
some
man.
talk show. They said, "Why'd you join the Marines?" He goes, "I was trying to get laid." I said, that was great.
Oh man, I didn't know that about him. That is-
So okay. How long were you in the force?
Almost 27 years I did. And then I was sort of like burnt out. I retired 14 years ago from the police department.
27
I
years.
did almost 27 years. And
You
then,
could have a full pension at 20.
oh, yeah. And so I got,
I took the police officer's
NYPD?
test. Yeah, NYPD test back in 1990 something.
look, it's a good job, but now it's just eaten up by politics. It's so horrific.
I was this close to becoming a correction officer.
That's a tough job, too.
My friend is a correctional officer. He told me the story of the training. That I don't know. He's in Sing Sing, my buddy, and he told me when he went through the academy, it was some ex-Navy SEALs. They still spray him with mace. To
Oh,
see what it
that's
feels
horrible,
like, and all
man.
these crazy stories. He tells me some of the things. You're in there with absolute crazy people.
Oh,
you
they're
have like
killers.
you have like a little Slim Jim on you, and like a thing of mace, and you're in there with people.
That's
could
why
kill
what
you.
we talked about before, gets along well with others, is important because if you treat everybody nice,
Yeah.
and if you get in trouble, the inmates will come to your defense.
Yeah, he told me
Yeah,
that. It's very
yeah.
political. If you're a good guy,
Yeah.
you'll get that can save your life.
Yeah.
True.
Absolutely.
If you're one of these abusive bastards,
Oh,
and
forget
whatever,
it. They-
you
I-
become
I
like
have,
that.
I have a friend that is a CO, and he got hurt breaking up fights.
Yes.
I'm like I wasn't cut out for that, man. I had a curfew and I ate Jello, so I mean, there's nothing in my background.
It's not just that. It's not just that.
could
It's
never
like
do
you're
it.
locked up with them. You feel
Yeah,
like they say a correction officer in 20 years does about 7 years in prison.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's like, oh,
That
no
is-
way.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
Certain jobs, but then, I taught college. I taught college for 10 and a half years. I was doing it while I was on the police department.
yeah.
Where'd you teach?
Then at Monroe College in New Rochelle.
Oh, Monroe. Okay.
And then when I retired, I taught full time.
What'd you teach?
Right at Monroe, criminal justice, criminal
justice, right.
investigation, sex crime, all the police courses. And I liked it, and I really liked the kids, but it is pretty damn stressful,
Because I played college football. My first year I was criminal justice. Because like that's what they tell you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, go
You don't know.
criminal
Just do what all the
justice.
football players do. Take criminal justice.
Where'd you play football?
I played at CW Post, Division
Oh, yeah,
II school.
Pioneers.
Yeah, Pioneers. Only for a couple of years, and then I had too many injuries, and I went to track. I was like a better track guy.
Oh, you
But-
shot putter and a discus
Yeah,
thrower?
hammer thrower, discus thrower, hammer thrower primarily. But my criminal justice
Surprise,
teacher,
surprise.
yeah, my criminal justice teacher was. He said like these guys are really knowledgeable. He was like a cop for like 24 years. And the guys like that, I love those type of teachers. You remember them because you learn
yeah.
like stuff from them. That he would quiz the class. He would be like, "Why is how come rape only gets 5 to 7 years in prison? Why don't we give the death penalty to rape?" And he'd let the class try to figure that out. Young
Yeah.
kids, And that teacher, I remember he would say like, "Oh, you don't even have a full developed brain till you're like 20 or 21 years old."
Right, right.
This is a class full of kids that are 20, 21 years old.
Well, that was the argument of not giving the death penalty to Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, one of the Boston Marathon bombers. He was, I think he was 18 or 7. He may have been 17.
What was the argument?
That his brain wasn't fully developed and this, that, and the other thing.
You know what he said about the rape death? Why don't we give the death penalty to rape victims? And the women get more emotional behind it. They said, "Well, we should." And then he waited for the one kid in the room or a couple of people to be like, "Well," because then the man would kill the woman. If you're a rapist, then you're gonna get you're gonna
Get life,
death.
yeah.
Statistically, they figured out he would kill the woman. He wouldn't leave a witness. So like things like that only the cop would know.
Did you grow up on Long Island?
Yeah, I grew up in Bayside, Queens. Well, they call that Long
Well, that's
Island.
Queens.
You know.
That's New York City.
But it's like you
It's
throw
right
a
on the
stone, you're in
border.
Long
Yeah.
Island.
It's the head of the fish.
It's
Long
exactly.
Island is shaped like a fish.
We don't have that accent though.
No, you know something? I really noticed, like from doing my podcast, people from all over the world listen to it and they go, they either say, we love your accent, or they say, I can't stand your accent, you know? They're either from two schools. They love it or they hate it. You know?
If you are you from Queens? Yeah. Are you from Long Island? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to get a sticker on my car. The inspection sticker expired.
I'm amazed when
half
people
Boston.
like, look, Alec Baldwin, he's from Massapequa. He didn't really have a Long Island accent. Jerry Seinfeld, he was from Massapequa.
Jerome Seinfeld, by the way.
Jerome.
You didn't know that, right?
Billy
Jerome
Crystal.
Seinfeld.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal was from Long Beach.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. They seem to do pretty well with their Long Island accents, you know.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Bill. When did you know you wanted to be a cop or a detective?
Not till late. I was sort of wasting my life away as a bartender, you know. And I took the police test because, like, I need a regular job with health insurance and days off and all of that shit.
Anybody like talk you into it, or like say, hey,
Well, my father was a cop. My younger brother was a cop, but they always dissuaded me from
Really?
doing
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Parents do that sometimes,
Yeah.
right? They keep you away from maybe.
Yeah, he didn't want
Were
us.
they happy? Were they happy as cops?
Oh, no, my father wasn't. My father was miserable being a cop, but he would have been miserable doing anything. He just was negative about that type of thing, you know.
Hey.
Look, that's another thing. If you are not a positive person,
Yeah.
no matter what you do, you're going to see
True.
the bad things about it and not the good things
Yeah.
about it.
Very true.
Even comedy. I mean, look,
Yeah.
there's some fun things about comedy. I mean, obviously, the most fun part of it is performing.
Right.
And I loved performing, but I just didn't, after a while, I hated the hustle.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you before. I hated
grinds on you.
driving 2 hours to do 10 minutes, you know, and then have someone hand you a $5 bill.
Yeah. or a no dollar bill.
Or nothing.
Going,
Or-
I'm sorry, I'm trying to.
Does
this
the
all I
show
got.
pay? No. Is there any free drinks or food? Nah. You get a 10% discount. We'll give you water.
Oh, God. Isn't that amazing?
That's just how it works. Yeah. They take advantage of that. A lot of people want to do it, and they're taking advantage of that. That you want to try to get good at something that everybody else.
Yeah, and you, as you know, Alec, and you know, you got to get up and perform. You got to get on stage because if you don't, when you do perform, you don't be confident in your jokes. Because if you don't try your jokes out, you have no idea how they're going to go, right?
Oh yeah. If I go like more than a week without getting up on stage once, you could feel the rust starts.
Oh,
to come
yeah.
up, just like that. A week or
just
two.
a little off, and you're off. You're totally off.
And it's just a little bit of a rhythm.
I did.
Did you do an hour yet or no?
No, I got about 40 minutes. I don't have an hour of good.
Do you have an hour?
No, I got about the same 40, 45.
Something like
That's
that.
hard to do, man.
I want to tape it in a couple of years, but I know a couple people, couple comics that and Steiner just taped a special after doing it he's doing it like 13, 14 years. I think when I'm like 8, 9 years, maybe next year, maybe 9 years in, I'm 7 years I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe like 8, 9 years I'll have a good hour.
You've done well for 7 years.
then-
It's tough to be at the level you're at in 7 years, and it's
But it's work. It's constant work. I
Yeah,
never
it
let
is.
up. I never let up. In the 7 years, that most I've went on, without comedy is when I go on vacation with the family.
yeah.
And even then, I'm looking for an open mic.
Oh, you're looking to entertain the camp you're at or
You
the
know?
hotel.
Like in
Can I get a
Wyoming,
mic
looking
and
for an
just do
open
some
mic.
comedy?
Yeah.
Performing-
I've done that. My wife
performing
got
for the
mad.
elk.
I'm like,
You ever
"Find a
try to
mic."
do comedy in a place that's not for comedy?
Oh,
That's hard.
that's the worst.
Yeah, those are. I did comedy at 2 mics the same night in Detroit. One at a bar, one at a black bar. It was different.
Black audiences are great though. They love like the raunchier the better. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell the filthiest jokes and they're like, yeah, that's the best.
You know what? It depends. Like we talked about a couple episodes ago. Like I think some of the hardest rooms out there are Caribbean rooms.
Yeah.
Caribbean is like a next level,
If you don't bring it, right?
They're gonna boo the shit out of you.
They don't not even boo. They just give you a.
They'll suck their teeth, right? Well, there was a club we used to do in Harlem. I forget, 122nd Street.
Yeah.
And I used to think, oh shit, I'm a fucking white boy, and I'm a cop, and I'm going up on this stage here in the middle of Harlem, and they liked me,
If you're funny, you're funny.
It's the confidence though too.
yeah.
If you go up there and you're
Yeah,
afraid, you get.
Yeah.
But if you go up there owning,
You got to be confident. Yeah.
you have that, and you can't fake that either.
No.
They see straight through
People can smell fear.
that. Yeah.
If they.
But if you go up there, it's like I'm not Bernie Mac had this famous line, Def Comedy Jam, because Bernie Mac is from Chicago and Def Comedy was New York City. He was like, I'm not afraid of you mofos. He kept telling you that became like the best tagline for his own. I'm not afraid of you mofos.
Yeah, but you ever ask a regular person who's not a comedian what they like about comedy? Like, I asked my wife. I get advice from her, what she likes. And me and her went to see a comic before I became a comic at the Stand. And, you know, it's like one of those people, like, he looked like he was doing comedy 7 to 10 years. He did a headlining set of a half hour. They let him headline. But he was nervous.
Yeah.
His comedy was funny. And my wife and the whole crowd, you could tell something was off. Something about his stuff, like it was funny stuff, but we weren't like liking it as much as we should. And my wife's like, oh, because he was nervous.
Yeah.
You know, she broke it down. She's like, he was really nervous. And when he's really nervous and scared,
timing's
even
off,
though he had
yeah.
funny material, you get nervous as the audience member.
I think you're right.
You got to have full confidence, and then you're just smooth, relaxed, confident, and you take them for that ride, and they trust you. You're confident.
That comes with experience because, I mean, some rooms we did a show together in Jersey. Shout out to Jimmy Maywell in Belmar, New Jersey.
Oh, that's
South
a great town.
South Jersey crowds are
that's
amazing.
the Jersey Shore. That's
Listen,
great.
everything that night I threw up stock. Everything just.
Well, they're there to have fun.
Yeah,
too.
which is
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Isn't there a place called Vinny's or something in the Jersey Shore? Cousin Vinny's or something? Or
We were somewhere else. We were in Belmore, which is
Belmore's
South
a nice.
Jersey.
Yeah, no, that's.
But Bill, what I wanted to ask you for our viewers and for me, I'm curious. Can you give me like a breakdown? Not like, you know, just the general breakdown of the day in the life of a detective, like what you do, detective
Yeah, I mean, a
sergeant.
detective, basically goes into work, and in a regular squad, someone has to do the sheets of what cases came in and who's catching the cases, what the order is,
Okay.
and it has to be done in a sort of a mathematical order, because or else someone will grab a case. Oh, there's an arrest on that. Let me take that.
Okay.
Or take the cases that look interesting. So who's ever doing that, and then they assign the cases, and then
Who assigns the cases?
another detective.
Another
Well,
detective.
yeah. So, but they take turns doing that. So.
So have you ever got a case and was like, yo, this I don't want to do this. This is scary.
Oh yeah, lots of
This looks
times.
like some sick shit. Or even, I think this
Or
is some.
child sex abuse or something you think you really want.
How do you start? Like you get this piece of paper. Here's the case.
Yeah.
And how do you start with your
First thing you do is call the
Interviews?
complainant on the phone.
Yeah.
Call them up, and if it needs an face-to-face interview, you ask them to come in. Everything a detective says is supposed to be memorialized on what's called a complaint follow-up. New York City, they call it a DD5.
Wow.
So every time you talk to anyone, everything you said has to be typed on this report, and then the case becomes like a story from beginning to middle to end.
So do you have like, okay, what during your time did you have a priority list or like a most dangerous? Let's say, for example, terrorists, mob, gangs, that kind of stuff, or not?
Yeah, well, when I first started out in the squad, I was in robbery. So I had 12 detectives, and it was called the RIP unit, Robbery Investigation Program. And I was on the west side. Then they sent me to El Barrio in the 2-3, which was much more violent, And
Yeah,
so but I had such great detectives. That was probably one of the best RIP units in the city. And they were all headhunters. They wanted to arrest people every single day, because locking people up is how they made money. They made overtime that way, But there was a ton of robberies, and these guys were all thirsty, So they were looking to make arrests every single day. And then I was their boss, and I had to make sure things were done correctly. The investigation was done correctly. But when you have good detectives, you don't have to supervise them as much. Sometimes in the squad, you get some lazy piece of shit that's not doing. No, but it's not doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I used to write on the DD5. That's why they call it investigation. Do this, and this. You believe he wrote on the report? Because it was carbons back then.
Yeah.
So when you wrote on it, Sergeant Cannon, that's why they call it investigation. Do this, and this, and it would embarrass the detective.
Wait, do they still use like a piece of paper today? They have like an
No,
iPad
now
or
it's
something?
it's in a computer. But when I first started, they were actually ripping carbons. This goes here. This goes. It was a joke.
And did you ever do like, I don't know, cross or interstate with other?
Oh yeah. When you would go to other states to apprehend a perp or to look for a perp.
Really?
Yeah, you have to call either the state police or the local detectives, and they would go out with you, because you don't know the area. You could be walking into a building that has 7 gunfighters in it. So you get the local detectives. Yeah, this is a real bad building.
Gives you like a rundown. Like
They'll tell you, and they'll stay with you. They'll go
help
with
you.
you.
They'll
Yeah,
back up
absolutely.
kinda?
Yeah.
Well, so recently you were interviewed. I saw you on TV was it the Luigi Mangione? Did they ask you questions on? I saw you on. Where did we
I
see
was
it?
on
No, it was was
Was
it
it-
Gabby Potato? Was it? Maybe?
Gabby
No.
Petito.
Potato,
They
maybe?
didn't
No,
ask
I
you
know I was on Oxygen. I did a show on Oxygen recently. It was,
Superstar.
No,
Bill Cannon.
but the show that was acting, the Oxygen show. Or
it
you
was
were
an old
interviewed?
murder case.
Okay,
Yeah, it was New York Homicide. It was called.
Okay.
but did you get interviewed recently about either Luigi Mangione or
I did.
or-
I did. I don't.
did?
I don't remember which.
Yeah, we saw you on TV.
Really?
They asked you about. That's the early stages when they were looking for him, where he
Yeah.
might be, and you started analyzing, and you gave like a breakdown of what he's doing, what his next plan is to get.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I remember I did something.
It was very brief, but it was on I think
Yeah.
New York One. They showed it on TV. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool.
Have you ever been driving too fast? You got pulled over?
Oh yeah, I've been pulled over in every state in the union. They let you go.
Oh, yeah?
You're another cop. You show your ID, and they're like, "Okay, slow down." In fact, I was in where I live in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and along the ocean, it's just 30 miles an hour. So I'm like stupidly just disregarding it. And I'm doing 46, and the cop pulls me over, and he goes, "Are you aware you were doing 46 and a 30? Any reason you were doing that?" And I was like, "No, sorry, I just wasn't paying attention." I showed him my NYPD ID card. He goes, "I'm not going to give you a ticket, but just slow down." I go, "Yes, sir, thank you."
Oh, wow. He said, I'm not going to give you. And vice versa, you ever pull over?
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. And it's courtesy. You don't
Yeah.
give another cop a ticket. I mean,
Unwritten rule.
when they show this bullshit on TV, someone pulls over the police commissioner. "Yeah, I'm gonna lock him up. He's drunk." Yeah, right, dude. You do that, and your career is over.
P for politics.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They had an incident.
The Newark mayor just got
Yes.
locked up,
Yeah.
and a couple other Democrats. They were protesting the ICE
Yeah.
ICE facility in
He got
Newark.
locked up.
But
They locked up the mayor.
before that, I think it was a DA in Jersey. She was
Saw that.
driving drunk.
She deserved it too. No, she wouldn't
driving
pull over.
drunk?
No, she wouldn't
she
pull
wouldn't stop.
over
Yeah.
for the guy, and then it's all on body.
They follow her straight to her house in the garage.
Yeah, it's
Call-
all on body
have her
video.
calling like somebody saying, "Hey, can you get these officers?"
Yeah, like she was going to call the chief. Meanwhile, he's on body video,
Yeah.
and you think he's going to say, "Oh yeah, let her go." Yeah, right. He'd be career suicide too.
Jeez.
So with that body worn video, there's not much.
You ever work with any really bad detectives?
Yeah, every once in a while.
I don't know what you're allowed to say. Any like crooked detectives?
No, that
Any stories like that. You ever heard of that? Other precincts or?
Nah, I never. I never had that.
Season the drug and then
Yeah.
But
steaming 30,000 off the top.
but that
Look,
thing
it happens. There was a guy from Manhattan North Narcotics
happens,
that
right?
had $750,000 in his locker.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
Locker.
yeah, in his locker. He was doing drug rips. They were ripping off drug dealers, but dude, you're leaving $750,000 in your locker. Maybe you should get it out of there.
Can we guess
And
the
apparently, it
ethnicity?
was there for a while too.
Can we guess? Should we guess the ethnicity or not?
He was saving his overtime pay. I'll be a
He
good
was
lawyer.
just yeah.
So we're not gonna guess. The,
$750,000.
I'm going with. What are we going with?
With
We're gonna guess the ethnicity. Can we guess the ethnicity? I'm going with Italian.
When I went to St.
nervous sweat wipe.
I went to St. Kitts.
Yeah.
And with the college I taught, and we were supposed to do a seminar on violent crime for the St. Kitts Police, and we did, But when we talked to them, you could see in their face that the underlying corruption, that they wouldn't say,
Yeah.
we got a problem with this.
Yeah.
Because drugs are a huge problem in the Caribbean, as you know.
Yep.
And St. Kitts, I think, I'm not exactly sure, but I think that they had 40 murders the year before that I went there.
That'd be
And
a
that's
lot.
a lot
That'd be
for
a lot
a
for St.
small,
Kitts. Yes. That'd be.
That's like Newark level.
yeah.
40.
But they have a big problem with drugs and drug dealers. And look, you talk to any Caribbean cop, half of them have shot 3 people. They've all been in shootings.
Is that? Yeah. Well, was it certain Caribbean countries were like it was Colombia, U.S., the Caribbean. They're like basically the transitory countries that it goes
Well,
through. right?
like when they talk about prohibition, where the liquor routes and the illegal, same routes exist now for drugs.
There's a great video right now on TikTok trending. It shows like the cops, the Coast Guard cops, high speed chase, and it's one of those submarines the Colombians were using.
Oh yeah.
But they don't know how to go underwater with it. They're like
It floats on, like,
man-made. They're like they build like a submarine somehow, and they got the hatch open and everything. They jumped on it, and the guys came out with their arms up, and they arrested him.
Guns are a huge thing. as well in the Caribbean.
17,000 pounds.
Guns, because there are a lot of guns in these
Well,
islands. No,
there's drugs and they need guns.
Yeah,
the
and
drug training.
When you got Paradise, a small island, and then you infiltrate it with guns, and especially in the hands of people don't give a crap for life. It's a scary thing.
It's St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yes,
right?
it is
Yeah, so it was St. Kitts then. It was.
Yeah, St. Kitts and Nevis. You got St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda,
Yeah,
Barbados.
and all of those islands have drug problems.
Yes.
And they try to keep it on the DL because tourism is their number one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't want to scare tourists. That's the money. It's a money maker.
Look at people tell you now if you go to Mexico, you're out of your mind right now.
No, you saw yesterday they just shot was that yesterday? It's all over the news. The mayor, the one running for mayor, the woman got shot with 3 other people. It was on live it was caught on Facebook Live.
Oh God!
She was giving a speech. She was going to be running for mayor in some city in Mexico, and she got shot with 2 people.
Well, they let
There's so many different gangs.
Is she died or did she not die?
Because she was probably died, shot and but she was probably said she didn't want to cooperate with the
Local
cartel. And the cartels all hate each other. They try to install what I saw on the news. They try to install politicians that'll be favorable to them, to the cartel.
Oh yeah, because you're not going to survive if you go. How are you going to go against?
That takes some guts to do what she did. Say, I'm not going to play along. I'm still going to go out there and stump, to talk about being a mayor. It's like you have a bullseye on your back.
So with all of this, where did comedy fit in? How did you get comedy?
When I was teaching, I wanted to try. I just did comedy. I tried it. I wanted to try it, and I also took acting classes for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I did a couple of commercials and stuff like that. But
Remember, you said you had a hand commercial. Remember?
yeah, I did that, but that was because the
Seinfeld
agency
hand model.
wanted me to pay their dues, so they threw me a hand commercial, But I did get a couple of commercials,
You
and I
got
did
your hand job. Remember?
I got a hand job. Yes, right. But no, there's models that just do hands that make lots of money. There was this girl there.
Jeez.
That's all she did, and she had great hands. But she was like, she worked all the time. Yeah. And there's this black dude too. Same thing. He was a hand model. Guy worked all the time.
It's like Costanza. He would walk around with a little mitten.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep his hands nice and soft. And
The girl even had a joke. She goes, "How do you know 2 hand models are fighting each other?" I go, "No." She goes,
with the elbows.
they don't want to ruin their hands,
Oh man.
They even have jokes in that industry, It's amazing.
Yeah.
But look, there's comics. I'm amazed by that too. Like Adam Sandler, for example, right? He wasn't really a trained actor, but he's a pretty damn good actor. He did that serious movie.
Yeah.
So
Gems, Uncut Gems.
If you do this for 15 or 20 years, is that giving you your acting chops too?
A little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
We just shot a movie. We just finished it. So Andrew Steiner, another comic.
I know Andrew.
Did we have Andrew on this podcast? I think
Not yet. Not yet.
But he shot a movie, a short film, and then the director liked me. He got me a role in it, and then the director kind of put me in his lead to the next movie he made, full feature film.
No kidding.
And David was my buddy in the movie, and he was saying, this director says he only likes working mostly with comedians, not always, but mostly. He says they're better. He says they're good actors. What he says.
Yeah, well, what you're doing on stage, there is a lot of acting to it.
It's an act.
It really is an act. People don't
It's an
understand.
act. You're acting it out.
It's an act. When you because it's performance. It's performance.
No, absolutely.
It really is.
I mean, acting. They got the breakdown of characters, and sometimes you come up with a backstory and there's methods and there's all these different things. All you have to be, but it boils down to you being present in a real life situation. How would you react? What are the tools that gets you to that point to be real in that scenario? That's what acting.
Well, it's just like when you go, once you've been doing comedy for a while, you would prefer a huge audience rather than a small audience, right?
Sure.
Like, would you jump in front of Madison Square Garden? Absolutely. What does it fucking mean? Shit. Yeah, this is great, right?
Yeah.
But just think of what gives you the tools to have the balls to do that, and it's doing it a lot.
10,000 hours.
Yeah. Yes.
I go up there now. It's just like I'm talking to a friend. I'm not nervous.
Yes.
The nerves are gone now. But there was a certain point where, like 2-3 years ago, the Madison Square Garden thing would have scared the hell out of me.
Right.
And now I would want it. Yeah, you know.
5.
I was telling him that the guy Kenny Warren from the Grizzly Pair, he did the Beacon as the warm up act for some known comic, and it was like 10,000 people.
Oof.
That was probably an amazing thing in his comedy career.
Oh man, that's awesome.
That he was able to do that. Imagine how cool that is. And I think the warm up for a comic usually does about 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, feature.
Yeah.
I mean, I've warmed up for like 250. Crowd of 250 was the biggest, but that.
Hey,
was
Luz Michelle had a great show at that library in.
1,000.
Remember?
Yeah, that was 100 people.
There was more than that, I think.
She said it was a little more. Yeah, a little more
But
than.
that was
100.
a great audience. That was a
100,
great.
yeah.
I forget the name of the place, but she.
That was
used
the
to do it every
Lewisburg
year.
Library, yeah,
Yes, that was
yeah.
a great show. Were you on that show too?
Yeah, with you.
Yeah, that
And
was
a female comic who was a
Yeah.
detective, right? That you knew. Another
Yeah.
cop.
Oh yeah.
Little short one.
Yeah, that was a great. Yeah, look, some of those venues where people come to have a good time and come to laugh. That's
Yeah.
the best, right?
That's always the best, man.
Not always, but your audience doesn't always come there to have a good time and laugh.
True.
You know.
True. Oh, before we run out of time, tell us about your podcast. Plug your podcast.
I have a podcast called Police Off the Cuff / Real Crime Stories. What we feature is national crime stories, usually ones that are trending because you want the audience to come with it.
Right.
And you have to do your research. You have to know what you're talking about. And then, I'll try to get a guest if I can get a guest. If I can't, I have a co-host who's a retired NYPD sergeant. He's a college professor and he's an attorney. He comes on with me. It's tough to go do it just by yourself.
Right.
But I can bring up, video. I can bring up pictures. I can do all of that stuff. And so I just hit 89,000 subscribers.
Wow.
It's still tough. I mean, but, at that level, you're making money.
Yeah.
You're actually making decent money.
Yeah, that's great.
And my goal, of course, was to hit 100,000. That's my goal this year. Hopefully, it'll happen this year.
And so you do the feature stories, what's in the news, like the Luigi
Yes,
Mangione thing or whatever. big
Yeah,
thing
well,
is in
Luigi
news.
Mangione, I was one of the first guys to do that, and I did it 2 days in a row, and the first show got 108,000 views.
Where can we view it?
Well, it's on YouTube, Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories on YouTube. Also, I'm on Patreon, not Patreon, excuse me, I'm on Spotify
Spotify.
and Apple.
Okay.
And, it's doing okay. That's all I'm doing now. That's what keeps my comedy or whatever, my showbiz thing going that I get.
Still carry a gun on you? As a former
I
homicide
do. I did when I
detective
came
sergeant?
back from Florida. I was strapped. When
When you came back?
Yeah, I
Not
carried.
in Florida? I figure that's
I
what you wanted
carried
to
there
do.
because I have HR 218. I can carry anywhere in the country.
HR 218?
Yeah, it's a permit that lets you carry.
What's
any-
an Oh, that's
for
the
law
permit.
enforcement? But
What kind of are you allowed to say what kind of gun you have?
Yeah, I have
You
a
wanna
9mm baby Glock.
Baby Glock 9mm?
Yeah,
Nice.
so I carry that.
Guns are just so. I don't understand what's the need for these guns.
Like guns, we're like gun nerds.
Can we
you know?
just like hug it
Florida's
out
gun
or
country-
something?
Florida's gun
Of
country
course.
too.
First time
Yeah.
I was in Virginia. People are walking, not even cops, just regular civilians are walking around with this gun. It's just.
Oh, God.
I was in Texas, and these guys got guns on their desk and just guns stuck in their gym shorts.
They have open carry there.
It's weird. You got your phone and your gun, and you're kind of sticking your gun in your basketball shorts. It's like weirdest thing.
Bizarre, right?
It is to me.
You should just have those like phasers they have on Star Trek where you can just make someone disappear.
Klingon disruptor.
Yeah.
This has been fun,
Yeah,
Bill.
this
Man,
is a
thank
lot
you.
of
For,
It goes so damn fast.
It
does.
does. It really
Isn't it
does.
unbelievable?
It really does.
Yeah.
We might have to have you back. We have to
Yeah,
have,
you just
we're gonna have to have Bill back.
you talk and it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have Bill back, man, for real.
We got 1 minute.
Yeah, we got a minute.
I had one last question. You ever afraid as a detective when you were doing it, the work, that you ever afraid that you would miss something?
Oh, I thought you meant fear of getting killed. That's what that
Yeah,
was
like
more
that too.
fearful.
That's
That
a better
you know?
question.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you go after someone that has a gun or someone that's a killer, you're pulling them out of bed at 4 a.m. That's a
Ever
little
have to draw your gun in your career?
scary. Of course,
to
hundreds
draw
of
it.
times. Yeah, lots.
Wow, because you hear
I never-
stories cops never have to draw their gun their
Of,
own
yeah, but
career.
it's like Mayberry RFD in New York City. You're pulling your gun all the time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
Detective Sergeant Bill Cannon,
Retired. Thank you. for
retired,
coming on, man.
27 years.
Retired from comedy too.
You know
Enjoying
what?
life in Florida.
My Scottish joke that I did. That's why I started with the accent. Because he said that's a good. He's like that's a good joke. They don't see it coming.
Likes to catch it.
You know, I did a comedy show in Scotland. In
Really?
What's the place Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Edinburgh.
But I said, could I do 10 minutes? No, you're getting 5. They only gave me 5. For the United States, you're giving me 5 minutes.
Oh, man,
It was
strict.
fun. I got to do a show there.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, well, Mr. Cannon, thank you very much.
That is off. That is awesome.
I'm glad you guys are doing well. I'm glad you're still doing comedy.
Yeah.
Keep trucking.
Thank you. We definitely have you back.
Thanks, guys.